Have you ever felt like you're running a race with a heavy backpack, pushing forward but barely moving? No matter how hard you try, you feel stuck while the world moves on. We're told to chase our dreams, to want and achieve more, but what if all that effort leads us back to the same spot? The truth is, we often carry invisible burdens, disappointments, fears, self-doubt that weigh us down. We focus on adding more to our lives, forgetting that sometimes progress means letting go. What if the secret to moving forward is not about accumulation, but about emptying the heavy bag you've carried for so long? To be truly filled, you must first be willing to let go of what holds you down. Our burdens aren't physical, they're invisible chains of past experiences and emotional baggage. Imagine your mind as a cluttered room, filled with memories of failure and whispers of self-doubt. This emotional fog clouds your vision, blocking opportunities and keeping you trapped. Positive thinking alone can't break these chains. The universe responds to your emotional frequency, not just your words. If you feel lack, no amount of affirmations will change your reality. It's like trying to sail north with a compass stuck on south. The real key is transforming your emotional state, not just your thoughts. Change your inner world, and your outer world will follow. True transformation starts with a courageous journey inward, unpacking the heavy bag you've carried. Letting go isn't about loss, it's about creating space for new possibilities. Like clearing weeds from a garden, releasing old emotions prepares you for growth. Those who achieve real change don't just attract more, they release what no longer serves them. By letting go, you shift your energy to peace and joy, and your life reflects this new state. We'll explore how to rewire your brain, learn from real stories and take practical steps to begin your own journey. Remember, life fills up only when you have the courage to empty out. Are you ready to let go? The heaviest burdens are the ones inside our minds and hearts, unprocessed emotions that clutter our inner world. Over time, sadness, anger, and shame pile up, making it hard to move forward. These emotions linger in our subconscious, creating a heavy atmosphere that colors every experience. They distort our perceptions, making setbacks feel catastrophic, and small comments trigger insecurity. The first step is acknowledging this inner clutter and bravely opening the doors to rooms you've kept locked. Shine a light on the dust and debris and take responsibility for your inner space. Clearing out old emotions isn't just tidying up, it's reclaiming your home. Make space for peace, clarity, and vibrant new experiences. Your inner world deserves a fresh start. Beyond emotional clutter, limiting beliefs are the invisible chains forged from past experiences. These beliefs, like, "I'm not good enough" or "money is bad," run beneath our awareness, shaping every decision. They act as filters, only letting in information that confirms our limitations, creating a self-reinforcing loop. Breaking free means questioning these beliefs. Are they really true, or just stories we've told ourselves? Self-inquiry brings these chains into the light, giving you the power to unlock them. You are not your chains, you hold the key. Freedom begins when you challenge your old stories. Step into the life that's always been your birthright. Carrying inner burdens drains your energy, health, relationships, and potential. Suppressing anger, fear, and resentment is exhausting, like a background app draining your system. This emotional weight affects your body, leading to stress, pain, and illness. Our bodies often reveal the truths our minds ignore. These burdens also sabotage relationships, making it hard to accept love or connect authentically. The heaviest price is the unlived life. Dreams unpursued, love unexperienced, joy unfelt. Every moment spent holding on is a moment stolen from your future. Letting go isn't just about feeling better, it's about reclaiming your life force. Free yourself, heal, and become the person you were always meant to be. Many have been introduced to the law of attraction through a simple promise. As you think, so you shall become. We've read books and documentaries that tell us our thoughts create our reality, so we diligently practice positive thinking. Yet, for so many, this ends in frustration. What are we doing wrong? The problem isn't the law itself, but our misunderstanding of it. This approach is flawed because it ignores the deeper force shaping our reality. Our conscious thoughts are just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface lies a powerful ocean of emotion, belief, and subconscious programming. The universe is tuning into the energetic frequency you are emitting. How you feel is infinitely more powerful than what you think. Imagine you're a radio tower, always broadcasting. Your thoughts are the announcer, but your emotions are the powerful radio waves. The universe, a giant receiver, tunes into the frequency of your emotional wave. Your emotional state is your energetic signature, the vibration you send out. You can say, "I am worthy," but if you feel unworthiness, That's the signal you broadcast. The universe reflects your energy, bringing circumstances matching how you feel. You can't fool the universe with pretense. Your feelings are your truth. The universe responds to the authentic vibration of your heart. Cultivate your emotions, shift focus from head to heart, and master your inner vibration. The common approach of forcing positive thoughts on top of negative feelings, well, it creates a state of internal conflict. It's like a war within yourself. One part of you is desperately trying to convince yourself that everything is wonderful, while another, deeper part is drowning in feelings of fear, sadness, or lack. This internal battle is incredibly draining, and honestly, it's counterproductive. It's sort of like trying to paint a beautiful mural on a crumbling wall. No matter how beautiful the paint, the underlying weakness of the foundation is going to cause it all to crack and fall apart. True change doesn't come from covering up the cracks, it comes from rebuilding the foundation. When you try to suppress your negative emotions, you're essentially telling yourself that it isn't okay to feel what you're feeling. This act of self-judgment only adds another layer of negative energy to the mix. Now you're feeling bad about feeling bad. This creates a vicious cycle of resistance. As the famous psychologist Carl Jung said, "What you resist, persists." By fighting against your negative feelings, you are inadvertently giving them more power. You're focusing your energy on them, feeding them, and anchoring them more deeply into your being. You end up holding the vibration of struggle, and so the universe dutifully brings you more things to struggle against. The path to a higher vibration is not through suppression but through acceptance and release. It's about having the courage to face your feelings without judgment. It's about allowing yourself to feel the sadness, the anger, or the fear, and seeing them not as enemies to be defeated, but as messengers to be heard. These emotions are signals from your inner guidance system, pointing to the old wounds and limiting beliefs that need to be healed. When you allow yourself to feel them fully, you give them the space to move through you and ultimately to be released. This is the process of emptying that we've been talking about. It's the profound paradox of inner change. You don't become more positive by fighting negativity. You become more positive by creating a space where negativity is no longer needed. By clearing out the old, heavy emotional baggage, you naturally lighten your vibration. Joy, peace, and love. They aren't states you have to force, they're your natural state of being when the clutter is removed. They are what emerge spontaneously when you're no longer weighed down by the past. The most powerful positive affirmation is not a string of words but the silent, peaceful feeling of an empty, open, and receptive heart. To understand why letting go is difficult, we need to look inside our heads. Your brain's primary mission is to keep you safe. And to your brain, safe means familiar. It operates on a simple principle. What is known is predictable and therefore less threatening than what is unknown. This survival mechanism has been hardwired into our biology for millions of years. Because of this preference, your brain resists change, even if that change is positive. Even though you desire change, your brain might fight it, creating anxiety and fear. This isn't a flaw, it's a feature of your brain's operating system. Resistance isn't a sign you're on the wrong path, but that you're leaving your comfort zone. This awareness gives us the power to reassure our brain that this new path is safe, and to consciously choose the bright garden over the dark, familiar room. This preference for the familiar is not just an abstract concept. It is physically encoded in the structure of your brain. Every time you have a thought or feel an emotion, a specific set of neurons fire together. The more often you repeat that thought or feeling, the stronger the connection between those neurons becomes. Think of it like creating a path in a dense forest. The first time you walk it, it is difficult, but with each trip the path becomes clearer, wider, and easier to travel. Over time, it becomes a well-worn highway. This is what neuroscientists call Hebb's law neurons that fire together, wire together. Your most repeated emotions have carved superhighways in your brain. This is why past emotions have such a powerful grip on our present reality. If you have spent years feeling unworthy, you have built a robust neural circuit for unworthiness. Whenever a situation arises that even remotely triggers this feeling, like receiving criticism or facing a challenge, your brain automatically defaults to this well-established neural highway. The signal travels down the familiar path of unworthiness effortlessly, activating the same old feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. It is an automatic subconscious reaction. You are not choosing to feel unworthy, your brain is simply running a program it has run thousands of times before, a program that has become part of its very wiring. These hardened emotional circuits act like filters for your perception of reality. They ensure that you continue to experience the world in a way that is consistent with your dominant emotional past. If you have a strong circuit for anxiety, your brain will be constantly scanning the environment for things to be anxious about, ignoring all the evidence that you are safe and secure. These circuits do not just respond to reality, they actively create it by directing your focus and interpreting events in a way that reinforces the old emotion. It is a self-perpetuating loop where the brain's old wiring creates experiences that further strengthen that same wiring. This might sound discouraging, as if we are prisoners of our own neural programming, but the incredible news from neuroscience is that our brains are not fixed. This property, known as neuroplasticity, means that we can consciously create new neural pathways at any age. While the old circuits may be strong, they are not permanent. We have the power to stop sending traffic down the old negative superhighways and begin the work of carving new paths. By intentionally cultivating new emotional states, we can build new circuits for joy, for worthiness, and for abundance, eventually making them the new default pathways for our brain. Your brain develops a thermostat for your identity, establishing a baseline based on past emotional experiences. This subconscious self-image dictates what kind of life you believe you're supposed to have. This internal thermostat monitors your reality. If your identity set point is low and you receive a windfall, your brain will trigger behaviors to return you to your familiar state. True change requires resetting this internal thermostat. Change your self-image and consistently feed your brain new evidence that contradicts the old identity. Prove to your brain that a new level of reality is now the new normal. This is where the practice of emptying becomes a powerful, scientifically backed tool for transformation. When you consciously decide to let go of a past negative emotion, like shame or resentment, you are doing something profound at a neurological level. You are actively interrupting the automatic firing of an old hardened neural circuit. By acknowledging the emotion and then choosing not to engage with it, you stop sending energy down that well-worn neural highway. This is the first and most critical step in weakening the connection. It is like closing a major highway for repairs. You are deliberately rerouting the traffic of your attention. This act of letting go creates a space, a momentary pause in the brain's automatic programming. In this space of emptiness, you have a precious opportunity to do something new. This is where you can introduce a new thought, a new feeling, a new belief. When you fill that empty space by declaring "I am worthy" or by feeling a genuine sense of gratitude, you are causing a new set of neurons to fire together. You are beginning to etch a new pathway in your brain. At first, this new path will feel weak and unfamiliar, like that first difficult trek through the forest. It requires conscious effort and repetition. This process is a direct way to reset your brain's thermostat. Each time you release an old limiting emotion and replace it with an expansive, positive one, you are providing your brain with new data. You are sending a new signal that challenges the old self-image. It is like manually adjusting the thermostat, degree by degree. With enough consistency, the brain begins to accept this new emotional state as a potential baseline. The new neural pathway for worthiness, for example, gets stronger and stronger, while the old pathway for unworthiness through disuse begins to weaken and prune away in a process known as synaptic pruning. Ultimately, emptying out negative emotions is not a mystical or abstract idea. It is a practical method for rewiring your brain. It is the conscious application of neuroplasticity. You are not just hoping for change, you are actively participating in the physical restructuring of the organ that creates your reality. By clearing out the old, hardened circuits of the past, you create the fertile, empty ground necessary for new, empowering circuits to form. You are literally changing your mind, and in doing so, you are changing your life from the inside out, laying down the neurological foundation for a new reality to emerge. Letting go is a path walked by real people who have achieved extraordinary transformations. One powerful example is Louise Hay, a beacon of hope. Trapped in a cycle of pain from childhood trauma, she believed she was undeserving of love. Diagnosed with cancer, she realized her illness was connected to her emotional pain and inability to love herself. She chose to release the belief that she was unworthy. She affirmed daily, "I love you," rewiring her brain for self-love. Releasing resentment, she created space for healing from within. She transformed into a global teacher of self-love, founding Hay House. Her story shows that releasing a core limiting belief can unlock a future of purpose and love. She healed her inner mirror, reflecting healing to the world. Oprah Winfrey's story exemplifies transformation through letting go. Her early life was marked by hardship and trauma, leaving her with shame. This shame manifested as a need to prove her worth. To reach her potential, she had to release it. Oprah chose to speak her truth publicly, sharing painful stories on her show. By bringing her secrets into the light, she robbed them of their power, declaring, "This happened to me, but it is not who I am." By letting go of shame, Oprah unleashed her true power, connecting with people authentically. She transformed into a global leader, teaching us that our wounds can become our strengths when we stop hiding. True influence is born from true authenticity. Letting go profoundly impacts our physical health. Dr. John Sarno demonstrated this powerfully. Dr. Sarno treated thousands with chronic pain, often after conventional treatments failed. He discovered the source was often invisible, suppressed emotions like anger. The brain creates physical pain to distract from unbearable emotional turmoil. His treatment was knowledge, teaching patients their pain wasn't structural but tension myositis syndrome, TMS. He guided them to identify suppressed stress and rage. Results were miraculous. Thousands found lasting relief by releasing emotional suppression. Dr. Sarno's work provides undeniable evidence of the mind-body connection. Letting go is deep physical medicine, unchaining us from suffering. The journey turns to practice. The most important story is the one waiting to unfold within you. It's your turn to explore your inner world. This begins with courage, a willingness to look at the burdens you've been carrying. Take a compassionate inventory of those old feelings and unconscious beliefs. This isn't about judging, but celebrating your bravery for being willing to look. Imagine you're a deep-sea explorer, descending into your subconscious mind. What do you see? Wreckage of past failures, blades of self-loathing, murky energy surrounding money. These are your unique inner burdens. Grab a journal and create your inner luggage list. Write down whatever comes up without filtering. This act of listing is powerful. By writing them down, you're externalizing them, creating separation. These are things you, not things you. Naming your burdens is the first step towards setting them down for good. Once you identify what to let go of, releasing it can be simple and profound. You only need your focused intention. We can break this down into 3 steps: writing, declaring, and releasing. First, write down a specific belief or emotion. Second, declare and detach. Reclaim your power. The final step is the physical act of releasing. Destroy the paper in a way that feels meaningful. Visualize the old belief dissolving. This is a focused, psychological, and energetic exercise, engaging your mind, emotions, and body. Take deliberate steps to reclaim your inner space and choose who you want to be. Letting go creates an empty space. This is a sacred, vulnerable moment. If you do not consciously choose what to fill this newly cleared space with, old habits may creep back in. Intentionally fill that emptiness with the new reality you wish to create. Having released the old, you now get to plant the seeds of the new. Imagine a warm, golden light pouring into this space, representing the new energy you are inviting in. With this light, begin to introduce new feelings and beliefs. Plant the seed of "I am worthy and deserving of all good things." Visualize what your life looks like when you are living from this new belief. It is about making your desired future a felt reality in the present moment. Write these new, empowering statements down and place them where you can see them daily. You become the active architect of your inner world. We have journeyed together through the cluttered rooms of the mind and the intricate pathways of the brain. We have seen how the invisible burdens of past emotions and limiting beliefs can anchor us to a reality we wish to escape. The secret to being truly filled is to first have the courage to become empty. This is not the emptiness of lack, but the sacred emptiness of pure potential. This simple act of letting go is the most powerful thing you can do to change your life. When you release the weight of who you used to be, you free up an immense amount of energy. New opportunities are drawn to you naturally when your inner space is clear and open. Think of your life as a vessel. The practice of emptying is the act of pouring out the old so that it can be filled anew. The real work is in the subtraction, in the courageous act of creating a clean slate. A little bit of emptiness, created intentionally each day, can completely revolutionize your existence. The change begins within the sacred space of your own heart. The path forward is now clear, and it begins with a single, gentle step. The journey of letting go is not a one-time event, but a lifelong practice of returning to yourself, of choosing freedom over familiarity. It is a compassionate commitment to your own well-being. Today, you are being extended an invitation. It is an invitation to put down the heavy bags you have carried for so long. An invitation to release the stories that have kept you small. An invitation to step out of the shadows of the past and into the brilliant, warm light of your own potential. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, and you have the power. Imagine yourself 1 year from now. Picture a version of you who has practiced this art of emptying. This future self moves with a lightness in their step, unburdened by old resentments or nagging self-doubt. Their heart is open, their mind is clear, and their energy is vibrant. They attract wonderful experiences and loving people effortlessly, not because they are lucky, but because their inner world is a match for the reality they inhabit. This is not a distant fantasy, it is a tangible possibility that is born from the small choices you make starting today. Every emotion you release is a step closer to becoming that person. So, what will you choose to let go of first? Will it be the lingering sting of a past failure, the quiet whisper of unworthiness, the fear of the unknown? Choose one thing, just one, and begin the simple process of release. Write it down, declare its power over you is finished, and let it go. Then fill that new space with the truth of who you want to be. Feel the shift, however small, and celebrate it. This is how true, lasting transformation happens. Not in a single dramatic leap, but in a series of small, consistent acts of self-liberation. You deserve to be free. You deserve to be abundant. You deserve to live a life that feels light, joyful, and aligned with your deepest purpose. The secrets to this life are not found outside of you. They are discovered within the powerful creative space of emptiness. Embrace this practice, trust the process, and watch as your world transforms to reflect the new, liberated you. Your new life is not something you have to chase, it is something you allow, let go, and be filled. The journey starts now.